I haven't made a video in quite some time. It's just been a busy winter, haven't had time to do much. Got this interesting saw. It's a Power Products engine. Belongs to a friend. Not sure how you'd pronounce that. That's the name. It's got the kill switch still there. This is an interesting kill switch. It's used on a few old saws. Always seems to be missing. This looks like a fairly complete saw. It's missing a screw here, a screw there. Not a big deal. Interesting that they'd use a red button for the throttle. It's a floatable carburetor. It's tipped on its side. So this can be cut straight, like this, or tipped on this side and for cutting, like falling a tree, then your carburetor's still straight. If the carb was just laying perfectly flat across and you tipped it on its side, it would flood out. It's missing the fuel line. We'll have to come up with something for that. Anyway, we'll get at it here in a second. I just wanted to thank a gentleman called, his YouTube channel is called Canadian Arctic. He did a shout out for me. It was really nice of him. I didn't expect that. I'll leave a link if I can figure out how to do it at the bottom of the video. Or down below anyway. Check it out. I'll leave the link of how he did a shout out for me. Fantastic guy if you want to check out his channel. He does a lot of vlogs. He's a very analytical guy. He's heavy into martial arts. I believe he said he's 2nd degree black belt. Or going for 2nd degree. Anyway, very interesting, very smart man if you want to check out his channel. And thanks for the shout out. Anyway, we'll get at this here in a second, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spark plug out, check for spark. I'm going to have to fix the recoil, the rope's dangling. Anyway, I'll get back at it here in 1 second. I'll just take out the screws. There's one here, one there, and one there. We'll take the recoil off. You could pull these screws out. Either way, it doesn't matter. And we'll check her out. I'll get a spark plug wrench, we'll take the plug out and we'll check and see if there's any spark. Be back in a minute. Okay, back just again. I want to take this recoil and free it up. I was just noticing, not sure what's caused this. It's rubbed on the inner hub. There and there. But if you pull this C-clip off, and then pull all this out, off, and put a little bit of oil down the shaft, it's not rewinding, the spring's not broken, it's just probably gummed up with sawdust and debris. A little bit concerned with right here, you can see the hub is, I don't know what's going on there. It's wore pretty bad. Somebody's cut grooves in it, you can see the straight cuts. People do that to help it catch. Who knows, maybe somebody's mismatched parts. Anyway, we'll see what we can do with it. Be back when I get some more. Okay, back again. I just want to point out these starter dogs here. Starter pawls, whatever you want to call them. When you get it all back together, pull it. If you can see, they come out right there. If you take these and turn them upside down, the only way they'll come out is when you let the rope back in. Alright, so that's one thing to check. There's friction washers. I should have showed it underneath here. The friction washers were seized to the starter pawls. Took it apart, cleaned the rust off, cleaned them up. It's working good, so now I'll put it back on the saw. So when I get it back on the saw, I'll get back to you, we'll check for spark. Okay, back, I've got the plug in there, grounded. So let's give it a pull over and see if we can see any spark. Yeah, there's spark, but it's kind of intermittent. So, I'll go back to removing this flywheel shroud, starter shroud, and we'll go in and clean up the points. Anyway, I'll take out the screws and we'll pop the flywheel off and we'll be back. Okay, back again. I took all the screws out, went to pull this off. As you can see right here, the screen overlaps the fan shroud. So I'm going to take this nut off first before I can get the fan shroud off, pull the starter hub off. Anyway, when I get the starter hub off, we'll pull the flywheel and we'll have a look at the points. Get back to you as soon as I can. Just wanted to show you this air tool. It's a little what they call butterfly gun. You got forward and reverse. They're really good for taking off stuff like this. Just put it in there. If you just have a ratchet, you'll never stop the flywheel from turning. So that's why I like using these. These are great for small engines. They won't over torque things. They're fantastic for ripping things apart quick. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Be back in a bit. Okay, just something for people that you know, maybe want to do this themselves. Don't know if it's going to focus in on, but usually tells you somewhere right there. It tells you the point's got to be set at 20 thou. When I use these feeler gauges, I like to clean the area that I'm using with brake clean. Never wipe with your hands or anything oily. Clean it with brake clean. If you get any oil on the points, it'll short them out. Yeah, there you can see it's 20 thou. Anyway, yeah, always make sure your points are nice and clean. I filed them. Set them with a 20 thou feeler gauge. Like I say, make sure they're nice and clean. Gonna put the flywheel back on and see if we got spark. Be back in a minute. Also, sorry, I meant to say, sorry about the shaky camera. This little piece of felt right here, it's to lubricate the points cam right here. If you don't, there's a spot on the back of the points there that it pushes the points open and closed, that the little part of it rides on. If you don't lubricate that, it's just like a Bakelite product. It wears it away and your points gaps way out. So always just put a little dribble of oil on that right there. Alright, I just laid the flywheel on. Just want to show you good spark. You shouldn't have to really spin the thing retardedly fast, even slow. Plug's not the cleanest, but we got good consistent spark now. Alright, and when I get a little further, I'll bring you back. I'll be just putting this recoil shroud nut back on and looking into the carburetor situation. I got to find some sort of fuel line for it. Won't be getting at that today because I don't have the fittings I need. I have to get something from work. Anyway, so we'll call this part 1. Talk to you later. Sorry, back again just one time briefly. Just wanted to say, even if you have spark, you should still clean the points, set the points. The points being out, like not adjusted to 20 thou, it starts affecting your timing, affecting the way it runs. Even if you got spark, you should really still check your points, clean them, regap them. Alright, and again, thank you to Canadian Arctic. I'm going to put a little link in to the video I did. It's a bunch of little short clips of my videos. I don't know how he did it. Fantastic guy, thanks so much. Anyway, this is the end of part 1. We'll see you when I get the parts I need. Bye.